Ukraine is facing pressure on two fronts: a renewed political debate over elections at home and continued deadly Russian attacks on civilians near the front line. Former Defence Minister Mykhailo Fedorov, who was dismissed last month, is calling for Ukraine to begin finding a way to hold elections despite the war. Ukraine has been under martial law since Russia launched a full-scale invasion in February 2022, and elections are currently prohibited. But in a video posted online, Fedorov argued that democracy cannot be allowed to become what he called a hostage to Russia. He acknowledged the enormous practical challenges, including how soldiers serving on the front line, Ukrainians living in occupied or heavily contested areas, and millions of refugees overseas could safely take part. But he said Ukraine should develop what he described as a legal, safe and realistic mechanism to restore the democratic process, even if the war continues. Fedorov's intervention could increase pressure on President Volodymyr Zelensky. His dismissal as defence minister in July sparked protests following tensions over military reform, mobilisation and the direction of Ukraine's armed forces. Another demonstration in support of Fedorov is expected outside Parliament, but the political debate is unfolding as the human cost of the war continues to rise. In the southern frontline city of Kherson, Ukrainian authorities say a Russian drone struck a minibus, killing 4 civilians and injuring 5 others. President Zelensky accused Russian forces of deliberately hunting civilians in what Ukrainian officials have described as a safari of drone attacks. Russia has repeatedly attacked Kherson since its forces were driven from the city in 2022 and now holds positions across the Dnipro River. The United Nations says civilian deaths have increased during 2026. And more than 4 years into Russia's invasion, Ukraine is now confronting an increasingly difficult question: how to preserve democratic politics while simultaneously fighting a war that still has no clear end in sight. For News Central, I'm Afua Hagan.